Alright everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean, this is In The Mixer, episode number 5 of our season 1 to save with PSG. Now I've gone for the green screen nightmare. It brought me luck in the Champions League in last year's Football Manager. Hopefully we can carry some of that magic through into today's episode as well, because we've got a massive fixture ahead of us, both legs against Liverpool in the Champions League semi-final. Before we waste too much time, we're going to jump in, we're going to have a look at our league form, see how that's gone, review some of our results really quickly. It hasn't been that many games since the last episode against Chelsea, but we're also going to try and do a little bit of a preview for the Liverpool team as well. Now, as you can see, the focus, the main one here, our next match, which we're going to play today, our first leg, and then our second leg we'll also do as the second game in this episode. But the league table, we are sitting top as champions, currently having played 34 games, 29 wins, 5 draws. We've got 4 league games remaining. The current record for both goals scored and points are both within sight at the moment. I think 96 is the record for both PSG and Ligue 1, and we should hopefully get beyond that. Of our last remaining games, I think Monaco are probably the biggest test, but Strasbourg have beaten us before in a cup. Toulouse are mid-table and Reims are already relegated, so we should get maximum points for those fixtures. But at the same time, we do want to balance our squad a little bit. We do want to play as well as we can against Liverpool, and we do want to try and get the best lineup as possible out there. It is a phenomenal looking squad here. They have added a couple of players. Milik's been playing up front for them lately. They have rotated quite a bit from their last Premier League game. They are top of the Premier Division as well by 2 points from Arsenal, with a few games remaining, but they rested Firmino, they rested Mane. Salah wasn't even in the squad. Andrew Robertson's injured. They rested Alexander-Arnold, Fabinho. It'll be interesting to see what their lineup and what their team actually looks like when we do play them in a few minutes' time. For us, we don't have a tremendous amount of concerns to worry about, but I have been kind of fiddling around. So you can see down here, Sergio Rico and Sarabia aren't registered. We already know that. Draxler has picked up a knock. He's going to be out 3 to 5 months. His season is effectively over, and Dybala isn't going to return to full training for another 3 days with a knee complaint, a twisted knee in one of our last games. So we're not going to risk him either. But what I've kind of been umming and ahhing about is how to manage that. I thought about playing Paul Pogba at the 10, but now what I'm kind of thinking is we should change as little of the side as humanly possible. So everybody that, effectively plays in their conventional role should do that. Oh, the other one I should mention is Thiago Silva is only currently recommended to play 75 minutes. We're going to try and get him through an hour, and Kimpembe can come on for him. But basically get our full strength lineup out there, except for that one position, which may potentially be a little bit weaker. The issue we've got is that we don't have anyone fit that can actually play at the number 10. Because Draxler's out, he's usually the backup. Sarabia isn't effectively registered for this stage of the competition, so we can't use him. So maybe it's potentially just throwing Ander Herrera in there and seeing how he does rather than changing too much stuff. I think that's what I'm going to go with, and worst case scenario, we can shuffle like Di Maria or Neymar into that role and potentially bring Cavani on up top. But there's a few different ways we can work it, a few different things we can try and do if things aren't working out correctly. As always, we're going to stick with our attacking structure. We're going to go out guns blazing if we are going to go down, and we of course know that Liverpool have an incredibly strong lineup and are very well managed. And they've got pretty much the best squad I think at the moment in world football, so they're going to give us a hell of a challenge. We're of course going with Navas in goal, Marquinhos and Thiago Silva as a central defensive partnership. Keep in mind Silva can only play an hour. Bernat and Semedo as the fullbacks, Verratti and Pogba in midfield, and Herrera as the 10. Neymar Jr. on the left wing, Di Maria on the right, and Mbappe leading the line up top. They have a very strong lineup. They definitely rested a bunch of these players. Becker, of course, in goal. Gomez and Virgil van Dijk is the central defensive partnership they're going with. Matip is on the bench. Grimaldo is the one signing that they've actually made, and I wonder if that happened before or after Robertson picked up his injury. He's injured for this fixture. Alexander-Arnold is their leading assist maker for the season so far, playing at right fullback. Henderson will anchor midfield, the captain, Wijnaldum and Keita ahead of them, Salah on the right wing, Mane on the left, and Firmino up top. Also amongst the leading assists, Salah actually is their leading scorer with 20 goals and 7 assists in 45 appearances, plus an additional 5 off the bench. So they are in good form. Passionately, we're going to say, media have given you a lot of credit lately. It's consistently working for this group, so they obviously care quite a bit about what the media thinks. And hopefully, fingers, toes, arms, eyes, ears, whatever you've got available crossed, we can get a good performance out of everybody and get a good result today. Neymar Jr. with the first corner, first highlight we've seen of the game, and Marquinhos, first goal of the match as well, 4th goal of the season for him. Inside 10 minutes, we have taken a lead, albeit from a set-piece scenario. And again, we've got no custom corners, throw-ins, anything like that set up at this stage. That is just a straight ball to the man at near post. And I'm not sure who that defender was. It might have actually been Henderson. Missed the header. And Marquinhos powers home, but statistically, they're on top. We've got a throw in here, Grimaldo to take. Header away by Pogba. Back to Grimaldo again, who steps inside. Henderson at the base of midfield. Good header from Bernat. Neymar Jr. looks to send Mbappe. If he gets goal side here, no one's going to be able to catch him. There's men arriving back post as well. Instead, he goes to strike himself from the wide area and into the side netting. People were complaining so much about the old match engine, now that we're in this updated version, about 1v1s. That shooting from wide areas is what absolutely kills me every time. If you know you've got no angle, don't take the shot. Find the cutback. Do something else. Highlight here again. Similarly to the first one, it starts with a throw-in. Keita with the ball now inside the box, skips past one challenge, finds Mane. Semedo tries to get it away. Pogba plays it. Now Henderson resets again through Grimaldo on the left wing. He gets to the byline, cuts it back for Mane, who goes for the strike from that wide area. That time it's bailed us out. They switch out to the right-hand side to Alexander-Arnold, who is a good crosser, and Mane with the header. 16th goal of the season for him. It was an excellent ball across from Alexander-Arnold. We're going to check it out in 3 dimensions here. There's potential that maybe Semedo could have been a little bit closer to him or could have done better with the header. But you can see they've got a man over on that far side. They definitely, similar to us, push their fullbacks on. It's a good ball from Alexander-Arnold. Maybe Semedo could have jumped to try and challenge or put Mane off. But to be fair, it's an excellent header back across the keeper. He had a lot to do, and he's done it quite well. We are going to, with 10 minutes remaining, use our demand more shout just to give everyone some focus through to half-time. And again, they've got a highlight starting with the throw-in here for Grimaldo. Di Maria's won the ball back and looked to play it forward. Van Dijk with a free header. Salah now plays the overlapping Alexander-Arnold. This is where they're hurting us. Alexander-Arnold is getting beyond Neymar time and time again. Verratti with the ball, or goes close to the ball. They're just pinballing it around a little bit. Firmino eventually with the drive. He didn't have much angle to work with, but just past the near post. And statistically, they are well and truly on top at the moment. But thankfully, we are just hanging in there on 1-1. Assertively, let's say it's time for everyone to dig in, and let's also passionately tell everyone they can still improve. And I'm not looking to change up the tactic or anything just yet. We'll give it another 15 minutes. We'll look at form, fitness, cards, all that sort of stuff. And then we might look at trying to either shut up shop or push a little bit further forward if we can. I guess that's one of the downsides of starting with an attacking tactic. If you do need to try and find a goal, you don't have much further that you can escalate to. Salah with the ball in, Joe Gomez with a free header from 6 yards out. That's quite frustrating. And maybe me not having our own custom duties and stuff set up for set pieces. Look, he's standing on his own in the penalty spot. Anybody could have gone near him. Semedo was free. Thiago Silva was free. And he powers that header home to give them a 1-goal advantage in this first leg. All right, there's a highlight here. We're going to let this one play out before we do anything. Alexander-Arnold with the ball now. Close down well. Herrera recovers. First real possession we've seen for him. Mbappe. Can he try and go around? Instead, he resets through Marquinhos, who finds Neymar Jr., bursts in the box, gets the strike away. Becker's equal to it, and Gomez hooks the ball away. So at least we've had some sort of response. And we know we've got to try and get... So let's look at it this way. Thiago Silva must come off, so Kimpembe is going to come on. We don't want to risk anything for the second leg. Liverpool have scored again while we've been doing this, so let's just go and confirm that sub and see what's going to happen here. 22nd goal of the season for Mo Salah. We're only going to find out about this in 3 dimensions. Again, it's a highlight starting on that left-hand side. Grimaldo, Mane with the crossfield switch, and Salah just goes up. He had 2 men around him. No one tracks the run effectively or plays him offside. Bernat and Marquinhos, maybe the fact that they're both on yellow cards has kind of played into it a little bit there, not wanting to throw a challenge in. Here's how we're going to rotate. So Di Maria will go to the 10, Ander Herrera will come off, and Edinson Cavani will come on as a straight-up poacher. And we might also move Mbappe just to be an out-and-out winger on attack. What can Di Maria do? Attacking midfielder on attack. Let's go with that. And we'll keep one more sub up our sleeves for the last 10 minutes or so if we do need to push to 2 up top. But 3-1 isn't the best result for us as things currently stand. Navas plays it out wide left to Di Maria. Does well to bring it down and turn the man. This man coming across now to slow down. Looks for a ball over towards Mbappe. No one was really challenging. Pogba looks for the switch to the overlapping Bernat. Can he get a good ball into the box here? Cuts it back towards Neymar. Pogba at the top of the box and Becker with an excellent save. It's going to result in the corner. I do want to use our Get Creative shout as well with 20 minutes remaining. A few have responded inspired by that. Can we try and drive further to highlights? Corner to be taken by Grimaldo. Headed away by Kimpembe. Mbappe's gotten goal side of a few now. And his pace should hopefully have enough to get him torching down this right-hand side. There's a man in the middle if he can find him. Instead, he goes past one, gets the strike away. It's pinballing around. Someone just poke the ball home, please. And Keita eventually gets it away. Oh, desperate stuff back there. They're showing that highlight. I never can see what's actually going on. I trust the game. Neymar Jr., deep free kick towards back post. Mbappe's there, and he's clipped the crossbar as it's gone over. We've had more than enough chances to try and draw level in this one. We just haven't found him yet. 10 minutes remaining. Actually, let's pause as well. I very rarely try and use the pause, but let's see where we can potentially get another player out there. Cavani, he's going to get a friend up top. We're going to go for broken, take off Di Maria and bring Icardi on. And we're just going to go 2 poachers, and we're going to go super direct. Let's just get it forward, boys. Let's just try and get the ball into the box as quickly as we can over this last 5 minutes or so. And they've got a few that are struggling for fitness. So do we. Pogba's struggling really. And he's been taken off injured now. So I have a feeling we're not going to see that many further highlights. And this one might end as a 3-1 defeat. But at least it sets us up for a blockbuster fixture at Anfield. We're through the 5 minutes now. And we're well and truly through that. We're through about 9 minutes now. And the referee calls full time. A 3-1 defeat. Very disappointing. 16 shots, 8 on target, 53% possession. They had 18, 11 and 47. We are going to assertively tell everyone I'm far from pleased with what I just saw from this team. PSG in disappointing collapse. We did go a goal ahead. I kind of already forgot about that part. So much happened. Trent Alexander-Arnold gets the man of the match award with an 8.2 match rating. Klopp obviously delighted with that result. And Paul Pogba has picked up a knock, but nothing that should destroy him. We should still be able to get together a full strength side for the return fixture, and I think that makes it like kind of our biggest fixture thus far. We'll see how we go. Magic editing. We're going to jump forward to that game. Hopefully, fingers and toes crossed, get past Monaco in 3 days, get a good result, continue our work towards an undefeated season in the league, and hopefully keep the majority of our first team squad fit and ready to go for that massive fixture. But magic editing, we're going to jump forward to that now. All right, just like that, we are a week and a bit ahead. For those of you wondering, we beat Monaco comfortably, so we are on course to continue our undefeated league season. We are not going to leave anything to... We're not going to leave any questions. We're going to leave it all out on the park with this one. We're sticking with our attacking structure. We're going to go after it from the off, and we effectively have the strongest possible lineup available to us in the squad. Navas, of course, in goal. Marquinhos and Thiago Silva will be our central defensive partnership. Thiago Silva got through about 80 minutes in the last game, so hopefully he can get through 90 today. Bernat and Semedo as the two fullbacks. Verratti and Pogba will anchor midfield. Dibla comes back in at the 10. Fingers and toes crossed that he can actually get through the full 90 coming back from injury. Neymar on the left wing, Di Maria on the right, and Mbappe up top. They have made a couple of little changes to their lineup. Becker will be in goal. Gomez and Virgil continue as the central defensive partnership. Grimaldo and Alexander-Arnold again as the two wingers, or fullbacks, I should say. Fabinho will anchor midfield instead of Henderson, who drops to the bench. Wijnaldum and Keita will play, but they're playing a little bit deeper than they were in the first game. Origi comes in on the left wing for Mane, who isn't in the squad at all. Salah on the right, and Firmino up top. Hopefully, they are rotating a little bit because of, not formal fitness, but they're taking us a little bit lightly. So passionately, I'm going to say we owe our Liverpool after what happened in our last match, and I'm also going to passionately tell Mbappe up top that I have faith in him to motivate him that little extra mile. We're going to need to come back. It's not going to be a miracle. We could definitely score quite a few goals in this game, in this setup, because we have done throughout the course of the series, but it's going to be a hell of a comeback if we go to Anfield, win by a couple of goals, and get ourselves into that final where we would play Manchester City, who just overcame their own deficit in the last game. They lost 1-0 in the first leg to Real Madrid. They won 2-0 in the return fixture after extra time. So it can be done. Can we have a similar comeback in this one? Passionately, we're just going to fly through all of these questions. And we're also going to set this up to be set up for the Champions Cup. So super tense. Keita is already on a yellow card. We've got a free kick here from a deep area. It's going to be Dybala to take if we ever needed him to pull one out. And what a goal. That is 15th goal of the season for Paulo Dybala. He has been absolutely tremendous. And that is an absolute rocket of a free kick in the 3rd minute to set up a very tense contest here. What a goal that is. Just wraps his foot around it, smashes it into the top corner. Becker can't do anything about that one. And we start the first of a couple of goals that we actually need in this contest. All right, so the first real highlight we've seen, or not highlight that we've seen, we've taken a goal, but Kimpembe is going to have to come on for Thiago Silva, who has picked up a knock and an injury. So we're using one of our subs already in the 23rd minute. It might be a spiteful contest. It's hard to say because we're not seeing that many highlights. We've got either a throw-in or a corner here. It's a corner. Neymar to take. We did score from one in the first leg. And Kimpembe has come off the bench and gotten his 3rd goal of the season. It's a very similar goal to Marquinhos' one in the first leg. We're going to check it out here in 3 dimensions. And you can see the ball in here from Neymar. Just puts it in that spot after the first man. Kimpembe gets between a couple. Mbappe was hovering around there. So we've gotten 2. They're still leading on away goals. We do need to try and get another one. I am going to use a shout with about 15 minutes remaining. Demand more just to give everyone some focus. Dybala with the free kick wide area. It's pinballing around. Gomez hacks it clear. Semedo should be able to reset. Plays inside to Pogba. Over to Kimpembe now. Just don't give the ball away. Marquinhos to Verratti. Oh, they've played it out left now to Origi, who's on his own and bursting past men. And he gets the strike away from the angle. Navas equal to it, pushes it out for the corner. First real highlight we've seen from Liverpool in this one. But we just need one more goal. Grimaldo to take. Header from Firmino, thankfully, over the bar. And I can tell the game's setting me up. Neymar again with the corner here. Can we do the same routine? Look for Kimpembe. Backstick runners. It's going to come to Pogba at the top of the box. Firmino wins the ball back from him. He's only got Salah ahead of him. Someone's got to go to the ball. And Bernat tries to. He's on a yellow card. Firmino thankfully didn't have much of an angle to work with, and Navas equal to it. So they're definitely set up to counter, and there's definitely still a danger being offered by Liverpool here. 3 minutes to be added on. We're through that now. So very, very even first half. 9 shots for them, 5 on target, 48% possession despite playing at home. We've had 9, 7 and 52%. We're just going to passionately tell everybody we owe Liverpool, and everyone's responded again. Let's also talk to Mbappe. You weren't that bad, but you can improve. He's only on a 6.6, so he's struggling a little bit. And we've got yellow cards to Kimpembe, who's come off the bench, and Bernat at left back. We're going to give it to 15 minutes, and then we may, if things are as they currently stand, go for broke a little bit for the last half an hour. Ball to Origi now. Back to Grimaldo, into Keita. Keita's got a yellow card, so does Grimaldo. Grimaldo's also picked up a knock. Good switch out to Salah, who stays wide until very late. Alexander-Arnold now. Ball towards Origi, and thankfully his header's not on target. Had the keeper scrambling. But they've got a few yellow cards, a few knocks, a few little injuries. We do need to try and push to try and find that additional goal, which is what we're going to need to get through this one. We're through an hour now, so let's see. Let's go by match rating. Mbappe's struggling a little bit. I think his pace is still a good weapon though, so potentially we move him out wide right and play him as a winger on attack, and we'll give Di Maria a bit of a rest. We're going to bring on Cavani up top, see if he can make himself a hero, switch him to be a poacher. And then how's everyone travelling for fitness? For fitness, everyone's doing relatively okay. For form, Mbappe's the one that's struggling. Bernat isn't playing that well either. Maybe we can bring on Diallo. Maybe not as a wing back on attack. Maybe a full back on defend and just have him drop a little bit deeper. And then we're going to hold on for the last sub that we have. Oh, we don't actually, because we used that early one, didn't we? To take off Thiago Silva. So they've got a corner here. Salah to take. Pogba with the header away. Firmino's going to get there first. Semedo wins it back and sends it towards the corner. Mbappe was there, but Milner eventually gets a header on it. We're going to use our get creative shout. Got an immediate highlight here. Becker with the long ball forward. It's into midfield, into Keita. He turns Pogba quite well. Plays it back to Firmino at the base of midfield. Semedo wings it back, but can only clear as far as Gomez. Ball into the corner. Semedo should get there first. Plays inside to Kimpembe. All the way back to Navas in goal. Switch out to the left-hand side. Neymar doesn't even challenge, which is quite frustrating. Virgil goes all the way back to Becker. Neymar's now going to try and get his running in. Origi's turned Semedo on the left-hand side. Just stand him up, boys. Don't do anything silly. We managed to recover possession, but then give it straight back to Origi. Wijnaldum to Fabinho. Ball over the top of Salah, who knocks it back down for Firmino. Now finds the overlapping run of Alexander-Arnold. Gets to the ball and hangs one back stick, and Origi, thankfully, his header is well and truly off. That's where we're struggling at the moment. That overlapping run from Alexander-Arnold, I don't think Neymar's gotten anywhere near him. And Semedo is being beaten out of the air consistently by Origi on that far side. We're into the last 10 minutes or so we're going to use Get Creative again to try and inspire everyone to build a couple more chances. And I'm curious as to whether we should try and bring on or shift our shape around a little bit to get another forward up there. We're into 4 minutes of additional time. We're going to use our demand more shout, but we're rocketing through that time now. And it's come to an end. Liverpool have gone through on away goals, but we did everything we could. Holy, they made me believe. After 27 minutes, I thought we're going to smash them here. We're going to put 4 in the back of the net. Fuck. Okay, well, it doesn't bring a series to an end. We'll do another episode tomorrow for the end of the league season, but so frustrating to get so close. And just that poor first half in the first leg is what cost us in the end. They had 19 shots, 10 on target, 45% of the ball. So I don't think we trashed them or anything in the second half. But 13 shots, 9 on target, 55% possession. A 2-0 win at Anfield makes it 3-3 on aggregate, and their 3 goals scored at our home game gets them through on away goals. So disappointing. Okay, let's just calmly tell everybody, assertively, despite the result, I'm pleased. Like, we did try and turn it around. We just couldn't find that third goal. And it does mean that it's going to be an all-English Champions League final, Liverpool versus Man City. One of those teams will add to their particular trophy cabinet. And potentially, even though we didn't win PSG their first European title, maybe Man City is going to get their first one. Not that they're going to get a chance at it in real life for the next few years. Thiago Silva's out. His season's probably over. And Liverpool get past us despite us bringing it back. Dibla gets the Man of the Match award for that one. We're going to send the assistant along because I'm emotionally exhausted. It's been a roller coaster all day. Dibla impresses with his 1 goal. Let's assertively tell him he was superb in front of goal last time. So I think what we're going to do is we will come back tomorrow and do the last game of the league season and then a little bit of a season review, a little bonus episode 6 for you guys as well. We haven't actually found the target that we wanted to. We made it to the semi-finals of the Champions League, but we've got knocked out by one of the better teams in the game itself, and there's no shame in losing to Liverpool, albeit on away goals. So that one's a roller coaster. I feel it a lot. I'm sweating like an absolute pig in this shirt. Hopefully that's not coming through too much in the video itself. Thank you to everyone that's continuing to support this series as we take a little bit of a break from our Isle of Man one. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you absolutely can do that. If you want to like the video, you absolutely can do that as well. Just to give me a little bit of a comforting hug after falling really at the final hurdle. But like I always say, more than anything, I appreciate you guys watching and the continued channel support that we are getting. As always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you guys again in the mixer.